What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Lesser Athletes. My name is Chadwell, and today, like was an interesting video for you here on the channel. Today is ranking all the 2025 PLEs so far, midway through 2025. If I'm looking over here, oh my gosh, I said this literally last video I recorded because I have a new setup where I have a screen here, screen there, stuff all around. So fun stuff right there, and I'm probably going to change it up in the next couple of days. So that's another thing as well. But today we are ranking all the PLEs. I've had this video ready since like 2 weeks ago. Originally Evolution wasn't on here, just added Evolution, which is that about 2 weeks? Yeah, 14 days from what I'm currently. Yeah, okay, that's literally almost perfectly 2 weeks ago. It was going to be before Evolution, and then I realized I would have to do it right before Saturday night's main event. Didn't want to release it. It would come after that. Didn't do it. Decided to wait for those two, and now here we are. So today we are ranking all 2025 PLEs. We're going to go from least liked to most liked, and there's going to be reasons why. I'll explain some good things. I wish I had the cards, actually, which I'm actually going to pull up on my phone while I do this. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look up certain things, which so I'll know certain cards. Okay, now I can easily look it up and can easily look at some of these cards to come out. So let's get started with January's Saturday night's main event, which is my least one in 2025, which you have to be honest, is probably very valid because I'm going to give you the exact card and you're going to go, okay, well that made sense. Because when you look at it, a lot of it was super rushed. A lot of it didn't make sense. A lot of it was not great, but just a house show, which you're going to notice there's a lot of Saturday night's main events on here for the first couple ones. I mean, let's be honest here. The first couple ones are going to be the worst ones. And I would have to say Saturday night's main events are in their own tier because let's be honest here, they're house shows. They're glorified house shows. I've said this many times. I don't expect a lot from them. So here we have some of the card. Rhea Ripley defeating Nia Jax, which was a very rushed match. Did not make sense for Rhea Ripley and kind of showed that they did not know what was going to happen with Rhea Ripley's title reign. Immediately, they just wanted Rhea Ripley with the championship, and it showed it because it made no sense why Nia Jax was going against her for Saturday night's main event. Then you had Braun Breaker versus Sheamus, which a lot of people thought the Grand Slam could have happened or a rematch would have happened at WrestleMania. Ultimately, again, felt like just a house show, just a thing stimulating from Survivor Series, just a rematch there. Didn't make too much sense. We had Jacob Fatu losing to Braun Strowman. That was probably the best thing to come out there because it felt new. It felt like it was increasing storyline. Just felt great, and I liked that one. I felt like that made sense, and it helped put over Jacob Fatu in a great way. A lot of people screaming Fatu after the match. That was good. The segment with Kevin Owens, it kind of helped increase the show like Royal Rumble, so can't hate it on that one. But then you had, which ultimately is why this is kind of at the end last of it. Feel so bad for putting this last, truthfully, but Gunther versus Jey Uso. Great match. I thought it was good. I thought it showed out. And a lot of people thought Jey Uso could win. But to be honest with you, kind of made Jey Uso start being hated by some fans. And this is why. He won the Royal Rumble the next week. Does that make sense? Nope. And that's the reason why this is one of the last ones, because it just didn't make... Come on, man. Really? It's going to break in the middle of this? Is this going to be a new thing that happens every video? It feels like. Good. Was really not good. Then we have July's, which I could remember this off the top of my head, right? Goldberg Gunther. I felt like was a decent match. Wasn't terrible. Wasn't a great, but it was good. It was okay. I think it served its purpose, which is a good thing to have. We had Randy and Drew, which was just Seth Rollins getting injured, which was not a great way to finish that match. There was no women on the match. What was the last one? Oh, Solo and Jimmy. It made no sense, but you had Fatu coming back. This is technically contention to be last, but I think that Goldberg, Gunther, and the Randy Drew match was pretty decent as well. Could really help it, but yeah, that was not a good Saturday night's main event at all, to be honest with you. I just don't expect anything from Saturday night's main events, but maybe that's just me. Up next, though, we have May's Saturday night's main event. So the 3 Saturday night's main events are the last ones because, let's be honest here, there's 4 matches. There's not much that they succeed at. It's just to help further storylines that's been happening. So we have, for this one, Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker defeat CM Punk and Sami Zayn. Now, that was a decent match. It helped establish Bronson and Reed. This is probably the best Saturday night's main event by far we've had ever. I think it really showed with the Bronson thing. You had Zelina Vega retain over Chelsea Green. That was okay. That felt a little rushed, but was pretty good. You had John Cena versus R-Truth, which would be R-Truth's final time, which they didn't really say at the time. But that was a pretty good match that kind of set its storyline. It made a lot of sense. It helped storyline wise. Wasn't terrible, but it helped storyline. Drew versus Damian Priest steel cage match was interesting. I felt like was a pretty good match. A lot of people didn't like it. I kind of liked it. And kind of gave the 1-1 thinking that it was going to be a rematch to have it be 2-1 Drew, but didn't ultimately happen. And then finally, which makes it the best Saturday night's main event in my opinion, the Logan Paul and Jay match, the shenanigans with Cena to set up Money in the Bank with Cody Rhodes coming back. It felt like Saturday night's main event was going in the right direction. The July one wasn't that great, but that's the one for here. Number 8, Backlash. So I'm pretty sure I could say the whole card off the top of my head, but I don't want to get something wrong, so I need to kind of look it up. Does this say the whole card? Yes, it does. Okay, starting off with the United States. A lot of this is coming off of just WrestleMania and the high of WrestleMania. That's why it's here so low for me. I think wasn't great, wasn't amazing, but it's still good. We had Jacob Fatu defeat LA Knight, Drew, and Damian Priest with a debuting JC Mateo, which at the time they said Jeff Cobb. Did its purpose to set up Drew and Damian still going after each other. Did its purpose of an LA Knight loss so that they could kind of really get LA Knight off of this circle on SmackDown. But Jacob Fatu keeping the championship was really good. I'm going to skip just talking because I just talked about only that. The not Money in the Bank. The IC title match with Lyra retaining was really good. I felt like was definitely helpful and definitely made a lot of sense to continue this IC title. This is why it's ranking over the Saturday night's main events. That match was probably the best match of the night in my opinion. Dom and Penta really went against each other. I didn't even realize that, to be honest with you. Why is it doing that? It's not showing the card anymore. That's not good. Why is it not showing the card? Okay, well, I think I remember. So that's 3. And then we had, what was the 3 matches? Oh, Gunther and Pat McAfee served a purpose. Really helped further storyline, which could have done a little bit better with Goldberg, but still served a purpose. Made Gunther look a little bit scarier. Helped. And then ultimately, Cena and Randy was a really good match or I would say a pretty good match that I wasn't expecting great wrestling. I was expecting storyline. Served its purpose in that sense, but it's all just a switch off from WrestleMania, so great. 7, Night of Champions. I should know this one. Rhea and the Raquel match, pretty good. You had Karrion Kross versus Sammy, which I thought was a really good matchup. Really made Karrion look good. Probably the best Cena match that we've had in a long time was, I'm trying to think of since when though, I would say. I think it was the best Cena match was the Cena and Punk match that we've had so far is coming out of this match, Night of Champions. And it was a twist and turn that I really liked. I think that's why this is kind of making it go so high. But the rest was okay. I think the Randy and Cody match, I guess it could have been higher, but there's just a lot that I liked a little bit more than this. You had Jade and Asuka, which I felt like Jade won pretty fast. I'm missing a match. I know I'm missing a match. What match am I missing? There were 6 matches. Did I say 6? 2, Cena. No, there's one more I'm missing. Wasn't Sky. Was it Strad? Did she defend? No, she didn't. What match am I forgetting? Now I'm going to have to look up the card. Night of Champions. But I think there's just better PLEs, which I'm counting WrestleMania like night 1 and night 2. So obviously there, that I would say this is probably the start of, I think, Fatu and Solo Sikoa. That's a good match. I think this is the start of where we get to pretty good PLEs, in my opinion, which go to Money in the Bank. Now, I think Money in the Bank top down had pretty decent matches. The women's maybe felt a little rushed, felt like the right winner, and that's why I like it so much. This is kind of a personal list, so you can explain and switch up stuff how you want. Naomi winning. You had the Dom match with Octagon Jr. was okay. I think the Money in the Bank match with Becky and Lyra was fantastic. I think that's one of the best matches of the year. And then you had the men's Money in the Bank, which was outstanding. One of the better Money in the Banks that we've had in a while, in my opinion. I really like that. And for that reason, I have this here. And then the switch with, R-Truth coming in. No one expected that to happen. So I have that being the main focus of Money in the Bank. And that's why I like it a little more than Night of Champions. But Night of Champions, probably close 6, I would say, looking at this. But I think it's the Money in the Bank matches that make me really love this. And I think the switch with Ron Killings coming in and ultimately telling a really good story with that tag team match. Number 5 is the Royal Rumble. We had the tag team match that was underappreciated. I thought was really good. I would say now it's getting to, these are really good PLEs. We had the women's match that had some okay spots. The men's match, which I really liked because it was very unpredictable. I liked the outcome of Jey Uso. I felt like that was a good winner in my opinion. I do like Jey Uso, so you could say maybe that's why, but I've just felt it was right. And then you had why am I blanking? You had the Cody and KO match, which was one of the best matches. Could be match of the year still. I think KO maybe with Sammy at Elimination Chamber is the match of the year, but that is up there. And Royal Rumble, there's not much I have to say. Royal Rumbles are always great matches. Number 4 is Evolution, though. I think top down, this was great matches all around. I'm gonna look at the matches so I remember, so I don't butcher them at all. I don't need this. I'm just gonna do it. But for for Evolution, I felt like there wasn't a bad match, and for every match that there could have been something bad, there was something that always helped it. For example, let's start. I guess I'll just start off with the top of the card. Triple threat match was another match of the year contention. Like, I really think that this whole Becky and Lyra feud has had night of the matches of the year contention. So we have here Becky, Bayley, Lyra match. Outstanding. Started off with a banger and it really got the crowd going. Then we had the Jordan Grace and JC Jane match, which was the turn of Blake Monroe, which set up NXT. As an NXT fan, it's crazy. I thought that was a really good match. Showed Jordan Grace dominant. Fantastic match. The Fatal 4-Way I thought was great. I thought Raquel getting the win was shocking a little bit, but there was some great storylines that helped with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. I thought was great. The only match that I was iffy on a little bit, but I still thought was one of, Tiffany Stratton's better matches, was Trish Stratus going against her, because I wasn't too invested into it, but I still thought was a great match. I didn't think anything bad of it. Naomi Jade Cargill was really good. Great spots. I mean, the monitor breaking was great. And then ultimately we had, one of, again, a match of the year. There's a lot of great matches this year. I'm now looking at. Io versus Rhea will be one of the matches people go back on constantly. And then the Naomi cash-in, which I'm a huge Naomi fan. my personal opinion, that was one of the best scenarios that they could have done, and I absolutely love it, and I'm very happy for it. So Evolution's here at number 4. At number 3, we have WrestleMania 41 Night 2. I don't know if it's just me, but I usually expect WrestleMania, and it kind of should be, to be, especially Night 2, to be 1 and 2 when it comes down to this. But to be completely honest with you, I felt like Night 2 started off really good, ended not as great, which was kind of the complete opposite of what happened last with Night 1, which was, it felt like at the first beginning, it was like, okay, and then it started ramping up. But I really liked Night 1 anyways. There's only like a couple matches I didn't like. The thing that's kind of anchors this to be so high for me is the Rhea match, the Braun Breaker, the Fatal 4-Way. Not really interested in tag team championship. It was okay. The Randy Orton match was okay. AJ Styles match was okay. Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre was pretty good. But they were still, and then of course, you know, Cody Rhodes versus John Cena was a historical event, but it wasn't like the best. But there was still some matches that I thought were insane. When I say it was okay, I'm thinking of like at a WrestleMania way, where on a regular PLE it'll probably be pretty good. So I believe that it did its job, and I was still really hyped with WrestleMania 41 Night 2. But there's a chance that I would put this like 4 or 5. Like I think 3 through 5 are probably all ties, while 6 and 7's a tie, and then 1 and 2 I would probably keep like 1 and 2, but it'd be pretty close. Starting off with number 2, Elimination Chamber. I believe Elimination Chamber, for the moments, for the matches, were great. The women's match was great. The men's match was amazing. The turn of John Cena was insane. The only thing that doesn't make this number 1 for me is because I didn't really like that tag team. I'm not invested. It was, again, another story that didn't really make sense. They didn't really invest in. I wasn't invested. But the turn of John Cena, the KO and Sammy match that I think really is the best match of the year. I think the Rhea, Io Sky, and Bianca could be up there, or the Seth Roman and Punk match is really up there. It makes me want to put it number 2. Just those two, like that match plus the men's plus John Cena heel turn, all of those 3, plus actually the women's too. Just that alone, it deserves the number 2 spot. But number 1 is going to be WrestleMania 41 Night 1. Now I am going to look at the card, because ultimately, I don't want to miss a match because it was so long ago, and I don't have the best memory sometimes. Gotta be truthful with you. Night 1. Hopefully it shows off start off. Okay, it doesn't show the start off. Okay, I just looking at the matches, I kind of know how it goes. Juice over Gunther, I thought was actually a pretty good match. I thought it was good that Gunther tapped out because it made sense in the storyline wise. Not actually tap out, more like I just wanted him out. He tapped out really fast though. That's the only thing I didn't really like, and I felt like it was a little rushed. And then next, I think it was the tag team match. Didn't like the match. That's the only match I didn't really like off that card. And then after that, I'm trying to look. Was it Jade next, or was it LA Knight? I think it was Jade. I really liked the Jade and Naomi match. I thought that was it perfectly situated what they both needed to do in that match. Then you had LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu. Really liked that match. That's when I started realizing it's kind of ramping up. And then you had Rey Fenix versus El Grande Americano, which was surprisingly one of the better matches on the card. And then obviously, you had Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. I liked the match. I know a lot of people didn't like the match. I liked the match. And then I think contention for match of the year, like I just said, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, with crazy twists and turns. They're up here. I mean, is it shocking to say that? But this is where I would have ranked. I think 1 and 2 could be really close. You could throw in 3 in there as well. But I think 1 and 2 are pretty close. And I would say 3 through 5 you can interchange. That's like the tiers. I would say 1 and 2's tier, 3 through 5, 6 through 7, and then I would probably do like 8 by itself, and then 8 by itself. Yeah, I would do 8 by itself, and then all the Saturday night's main events. Maybe 8 and 9. I'll do 8 and 9, and then 10 and 11 is at the bottom. But right now, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.